Hello everybody, my name is Cogline39. Welcome back to another video. Today in this one I'll be doing a little discussion video on the new Spright Synchro deck that's going to be legal after Cyberstorm access. So if you don't know what Spright Synchro is, it's basically the Spright engine mixed with the new Super Heavy Samurai support in Cyberstorm access. So in this video I'll just be giving a couple of my thoughts on the deck and then ideas for the deck as well. I actually have two versions of the deck lined up for you today. I have this more safer version that's more consistent but has lower ceilings compared to other versions of this type of deck. And then we have this abomination of the deck where it's a more higher ceiling but is a little more inconsistent in finding its way to the end board. So we're going to be starting off with the safe option where it's just more consistency and stuff like that. So basically, if you don't know what this deck is trying to do, you're trying to take advantage of the Super Heavy Samurai support, basically being a one-card engine. You either draw Prodigy or Bike. You basically get to make a Synchro 10 and a free Pendulum Summon of 2. Basically, this lets you get into a free Baron negate, and then you Pendulum Summon after summoning Bike and a Prodigy, which is a 2. Since Bike is a 2, will help you make Sprine, and this will get you into the Angler and then get you into your Spright plays after that. So it's a very, very interesting way to play the deck, and it gives you synchro lines as well. You can take advantage of something like Cupid Pitch. Since your sprites are level 2s, you can take advantage of Cupid Pitch and go into that line. Since you're getting a link early in the combo, since you're sending the Link 1 Super Heavy Samurai to the graveyard very early in the combo, you can take advantage of something like Savage Dragon as well. Very, very interesting version of the deck. As you can see, I'm playing the Melfi version as well, where you're getting this to make your Synchro 4, either Herald of the Arclight or Merry Melfis, depending on what you want to make. I'm also playing Hop Here Squadron to get the search off Cupid Pitch as well, just more interaction during your opponent's turn with something like Satellite Warrior if you have the Savage Dragon in rotation. Again, and also playing 15 going second cards, Nib, Ash, Valor, Ghost Motor. The only problem with this version, or any of the Spright Synchro with the Super Heavy Samurai stuff, is you can't take advantage of board breakers like Evenly Matched and like Eclipse and all that, because it then turns off your Super Heavy Samurai stuff, because they need to have no spell traps in your graveyard. So in this version, we're only playing 2 spell traps, and that's Spright Smashers and Double Cross, just because they're searchable off Jet. But besides that, that's it. Again, there's a lot of things you can consider for this deck. Just for, you know, the Kaijus are always going to be good. You don't really necessarily need your normal summon, so you can play something like Golem going second. Gamma is always nice as well. I'm not playing Starter, but Starter is also something you can think about in this deck as well, since it is searchable off Jet. Just more of a safe combo version. So yeah, without further ado, let's actually get into that combo. Now on to the combo portion for this deck here. So all you really need is a Super Heavy Samurai, either Prodigy or Bike, a Spright Blue, and then any card to discard. Nibiru is just an example here, but this can be any card just for you to discard. Now necessarily, you don't even need Spright Blue. Just a Super Heavy Samurai, either Bike or Prodigy, will still get you to your Spright engine. But I want to show you more of a higher ceiling of combo. So if you draw Spright Blue in your opening hand, it gets you access to more interruption as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the combo here. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Prodigy. Prodigy effect in the Pendulum Zone. Since there is no other card in the other Pendulum Zone, we will put Big Benkai and then special summon out the Prodigy. Big Benkai triggers its effect if you control a Super Heavy Samurai. Add a Super Heavy Samurai Soul card. We'll add Soul Piercer here. Then we'll go Soul Piercer's effect to equip to Prodigy here. We'll link into the Link 1 Super Heavy Samurai. Trigger Soul Piercer's effect to add a Super Heavy Samurai monster. We'll add Super Heavy Samurai Bike. Trigger Bike effect, discarding itself to add Soul Peacemaker from deck to hand. And then we'll go ahead and trigger the Link 1 here. This is where you need that discard Nibiru, special summon back out the Soul Piercer, and then do Soul Peacemaker, equip to the Link 1 here, and then effect tribute the Link 1 to special summon out another Prodigy from deck here. Then we'll go ahead and Synchro Summon into the new Stardust Synchron, the Stardust XL Synchro Stardust Dragon that just came out in Maze of Memories. This will go Chainlink 1, the Stardust Dragon, Chainlink 2, Soul Piercer, Chainlink 3, Prodigy. When Prodigy is sent to the extra deck face up, it can just move itself to the pendulum zone. So we'll do that. Then Soul Piercer will search a Super Heavy Samurai, will search Bike, and then this Synchro will go ahead and special summon out a level 2 tuner, which is just Bike in Graveyard. Then we'll go ahead and just Synchro into Baronet de Fleur. Now we have the Omni Negate. Now we can Pendulum Summon here. We'll Pendulum Summon a Prodigy from the extra deck, blue, and the Samurai Bike we have in hand. We'll trigger blue effect on Special Summon to search Jet, and then we'll go ahead and Special Summon Jet here to search out Double Cross here. Now we'll go ahead and link off into Spright. We'll go Spright effect here to pitch a Angler. Angler effect triggers Special Summon 2 Beavers from the deck. And then we'll go ahead and go into Cupid Pitch using the tuner and a Beaver to go Cupid Pitch effect to increase its level to 6. Then we'll use the Cupid Pitch and the blue, make a Savage Dragon. We'll go Chainlink 1 Cupid Pitch, Chainlink 2 Savage Dragon. We'll equip the Super Heavy Link 1 to it. It's only Omni Negate once, but that's fine. That's all we needed it for. And then we'll go ahead and inflict 800 damage and add the Hop here Squadron to hand. Then we'll overlay Make Gigantic's Spright here, trigger its effect detaching 1, special summon out Melfi Caddy here, and then this is basically your end board. You'll set the Double Cross and pass. So what you have here is Melfi Caddy, which was going to return to hand whatever your opponent normals or special summons, returns itself to add, and then add a Melfi Penny to hand. Then you have a Savage Negate, then you have a Baron Negate, then you have a Hopier Squadron, which will special summon itself out, linking the Savage and the Hopier into Satellite Warrior. This effect triggers will be able to pop up to the number of cards. It will pop cards up to the number of Synchro monsters you have in Graveyard. We have 3 in Graveyard, so we can pop 3 cards with this. So this is kind of nice to play around something like Back Row, something like Labyrinth comes up to mind. And then we'll go ahead and do Penny's effect since a beast was returned to hand. Special summon himself and then Synchro summoning using himself and a Melfi in hand. You use the caddy you have in hand. Summon out either Synchro 4. You can either do Herald of the Arclight or you can do the Melfi Synchro. This effect will trigger being able to return 1 face-up card back to the hand. And then Double Cross is still in the back row to attach to Gigantic Spright. So you have a lot of interactions here. More of a lower ceiling deck, but as you can see, it's still a lot of things that you have to deal with. And this was just off 2.5 cards in your hand as well. So that was the combo. Now let's get into the other deck profile. Now on to the more wackier version of Spright Synchro here. We are still using the Super Heavy Samurai stuff, but we're also using the Adventure line to take advantage of something like Ringo Worm that's going to be out in Cyberstorm Access as well. So this helps you make a better high ceiling end board, since you can take advantage of something like Muddy Mud Dragon basically being the only good Synchro 6 in the game right now. This gets you the free special off the Adventure line. The token's a level 4. This is level 2. You make into the Muddy Dragon, and then the Muddy Dragon can get you access to the branded line as well. And since you're playing the adventure stuff, you have like things like a Legal Knight when you're trying to go second and stuff like that to kind of push through boards. Very consistent, and you're still playing something like Sprine, like to get Angler to Graveyard to still access your Spright engine as well. The only problem with this deck, I would say, is it burns through its resources a lot. You will see in the combo after the deck profile here is that after the combo is over, you pretty much have nothing left in your extra deck. So if they end up breaking your board, you're basically out of the game because you just can't rebuild anything since you have nothing left to build up, since you kind of went through everything during your combo. So even though it's more of a higher ceiling, you're burning a lot more resources. So if they end up breaking your board, you are kind of fucked. Also, another thing, it is kind of somewhat inconsistent. You know, if you don't draw the Adventure line, then the Ringo Worm is kind of turned off. There are ways to still get the Mud Dragon without it. Something like getting the Soul Piercer onto the field plus the level 2 tuner can get you into the Mud Dragon. But, you know, it really just depends. Again, you'll see in the combo, very much a high ceiling deck, but it's something to consider. You know, it's more safe. The other deck we just showed you is more safe, while this is, you know, higher ceiling. Don't really, unless, like, if you like burning 13 cards in your extra deck, then this is the deck for you. But, you know, I'm one of those people that like to try to conserve as much resources as possible, even though this is more of a combo version of the strategy as well. We're playing 9 going second cards, Ash, Valor, Ghost of Mourner, and then the Water Enchantress as well. The Adventure line is a going second option. You just do your super heavy samurai stuff before you start off with the Aramesir. Again, Aramesir ain't even that terrible to be engraved because you have ways to cycle it out of the graveyard since Enchantress can add it back to hand from the graveyard. But if any of these 4 spell traps end up hitting the grave, then your super heavy samurai stuff is turned off. So there's that little deck there. Now let's get into the combos showing off this deck. Alrighty, now on to the combo portion for this deck. Here, again, this is going to be a much longer combo than the first one was, so sit back and enjoy the craziness that's about to happen here. Again, all you need for this is a super heavy samurai, either bike or prodigy, either one works. Ringo Worm and any of the adventure line Water Enchantress is fine. It's actually better because that is our discard as well. So we'll go ahead and go standby main phase here. We'll do bike effect to add prodigy to hand. We'll activate prodigy, trigger effect putting the big Benki into the other pendulum zone, then special summon prodigy, and then we'll do a big Benki's effect to add a super heavy samurai soul piercer to hand, and then we'll trigger the effect of soul piercer to equip to the prodigy, link the prodigy off into Scareclaw. And then we'll go ahead and trigger the effect of Soul Piercer, going ahead and search the Soul Peacemaker. Then we'll go ahead, do the effect of the Link 1, special summon out the Soul Piercer by discarding the Water Enchantress. And then we'll do the effect of Soul Peacemaker, equipping to the Link 1, triggering the effect, and then tributing itself, going into Prodigy here. Now we'll go ahead and make a Synchro 8 play, go ahead and make the Excel Stardust Synchron card. Effect Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 Soul Piercer, Chainlink 3 Prodigy. Prodigy will put itself into the Pendulum Zone. We'll go ahead, Soul Piercer, search a Samurai Bike, and then we'll special summon Samurai Bike from the graveyard off the Synchro here, and then we'll just go ahead and make ourselves Baronet de Fleur. So kind of the same combo as the first combo we did. This is where now things change up. We'll go ahead and do Adventure, the Water Enchantress, adding the right Aramesir, trigger the Aramesir, special summon a token, and then getting the Fateful Adventure. Go ahead and special summon the Ringo Worm, triggering the effect of Fateful, adding a Draco back to hand. Then effect of Fateful Adventure, searching out Water Enchantress of the Temple, then discarding Draco back. We don't really need the Illegal Knight or something like Griffin Rider because we're not going to be able to use it anyways. So we'll discard the Draco back effect, equipped to the token. And then we'll go ahead and special summon the Enchantress since we control the token, link into the Magistus Link 1, and then we'll go ahead and Synchro 6 into the Muddy Mud Dragon. We'll trigger the effect of Muddy Mud Dragon to Fusion Summon. We'll make Albion. Albion effect triggers banishing the Muddy Mud Dragon and the Magistus. Since Muddy Mud Dragon can be used, replaced as one of the materials, it can be used as Fallen, make Mirror Jade. Now we'll do effect of Ringo Word, since we did Synchro Summon this turn, to special summon a token that can be treated as a tuner. It's a level 2, so we'll use Albion and the token to make a Bestial, or the Bestial Despair, which is going to be very, very good for this deck. And then we'll go ahead and Pendulum Summon out. We'll summon out Prodigy and the Bike from hand. And then we'll go ahead and link into Spright here. Spright effect triggers, going ahead, sending Angler. Angler effect, summon the two beavers from the deck here. And then we'll go ahead and overlay into Gigantic Spright. And then before we trigger Gigantic Spright here, I did trigger his effect, but ignore that just real quick. Before we trigger the effect, we're going to do Despotter's effect here, special summoning back the Ringo Worm from the banished area, and then we'll use the Beaver and the Ringo Worm to make Herald of the Arclight. Then Gigantic triggers, detaching, special summon blue, blue effect triggers, we'll go ahead and search red, then link off into IP Masquerena, and then we'll go ahead and just special summon the red, and that is your end board. Actually, it's not. We go to end phase, Albion's effect triggers will set the branded banishment from the deck, and now that is your end board. Very, very, again, compared to what we saw in the last combo, very high ceiling, but this requires a lot more things to go right for you. You kind of need to draw those 3 correct cards. If you draw those 3, then you can get this board. While with the other combo, you just need to draw the super heavy samurai card, and then you basically are off to the races. But very, very good board that we have here. So we have so many interactions here, so we'll go ahead and start off with Baronet de Fleur. We have Baron Negate, we have a Red Negate, but it's kind of worthless. It depends on what you want. You either want the Red Negate or the IP. It just depends on what you want. So we have Baron Red, we have the Despotter, which will be able to, either negate or destroy a card, depending on what you do with it. We have the Mirror Jade to banish. We have the Herald of the Arclight. We have the IP to link off into whatever you want it to be. We can either do Unicorn or Appaloosa. And we have the Branded Banish to make the Dragus to Pelio. But the only problem with this is, look at that extra. You only have 3 cards left in extra deck. You had to burn so many cards just to get to this end board. Now, this end board is pretty impressive, not going to lie. But it's, you know, if they end up breaking this board, you are fucked. If they Dark Ruler no more you are fucked. This is just how this deck is. It's a higher ceiling. It's going to be super hard for them to break it. But if they do break it, you just end up losing the game. But it is still something interesting to look at. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content on the channel. Let me know what you thought about these decks and what we should consider as well. Maybe there's other versions of the deck I did not consider. And let me know in the comments to just let other people know what other versions of the deck exist. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.